everyone today, it's emmy-lou here. I'm going to show you how to do a crab today, like a really cool crab. Kind of want to do it cartoony, but I might keep it normal, as in natural, as in normal looking. This is my lobster, so I've done a lobster video, so follow that one. That's a cool one to do, quite tricky, but it looks awesome. So I painted this, I turned it into a greeting card. I love turning things into greeting cards. So we're going to do a crab today. So think about summer holidays, on the beach, crabbing, maybe like just looking in rock pools, looking around for like baby crabs. So I'm going to show you how to do it, and it's kind of easy. We're going to do a shape that looks like a jelly bean or a jacket potato. I have the nicest pencils, and then they run out. So think about jacket potato, and what you want to do is you want to touch about there, and you want to just chop off a little bit. Can you see my line? It's kind of like chopping a little bit off. And once we've chopped that off, we're going to rub-a-dub-dub. We're going to rub out. We're going to rub out there. So rub that line out. You do not need that line anymore. So you're left with a kind of a weird shape, but it's good. Oh, I was going to go over it, but I don't want to ruin. So I'm going to try. Okay, so what you want to do next is you want to have, you know, those cool pincers. They're like the, I had something somewhere where there was like a, it's like a scorpion. It looks really cool. But anyway, right, so what you want to do is let's just do a roundy bit there and a roundy bit there. So just think roundy bits. Roundy bits. Then you want to make them into like, almost like go up like that and almost like that. They're kind of, they remind me of Lego bits. I don't know why, I just do. So a little bit like that, and then attached to those we're going to do some other ones. So it's kind of a wobbly bit there, a wobbly bit there, and then here you do a wobbly bit there. I don't know why it's all wobbly, but I always say wobbly for some reason. So these aren't the pincers, we're going to do the pincers. So the pincers are the, those bits. Right, this one, we're going to do this. We're going to go down, look at that, and then touch this bit and do another pincer. It's a bit longer, and then you're going to go like that. Join it up, because this pincer tends to be joined up more. And then you do the same with this one now, because he's kind of like that. We could just go through it, go up, whoa, and then have this big long one and go, ah. So if you can't do that, just think they're kind of like, so that's your pincer thing that you did, and then you got that bit. You could just go, you could just do like that if you like, it's up to you, it doesn't matter, but I always like to put a round bit there. Just because it kind of looks like it's more real, if that makes sense, because a crab's got loads of different bits that move. Okay, then what you want to do is maybe just do a line there and a line there, just to make it look like it all belongs. You could, if you want, just do a little line there, like you could add all the detail, because if you think about it, he's got a lot of crunchy bits, like he's got maybe the zigzaggy bits there, and the zigzaggy bits there if you want. So you could add all the detail, you don't have to though. And then what I want to do is around here, it almost reminds me of a pie, because he's got like the lines, but he's only got them where it's round. And then what you want to do is, it does look like a pie, doesn't it? So what you want to do is, I'm going to go round them individually like that, because this gives it more shape. So you're just drawing around like that with your pencil. Ah, if it goes a bit wrong, don't worry, it's fine. Okay, can you see it looks more like a pie? So now we're going to do the eyes. Now, the actual eyes on a crab is here. They're like little eyes. They don't really look that cartoony. But then you've got like a little weird bobbly bit that's like that. But if you don't want to add that, you could just do cartoon eyes there and there if you want. I think I'm going to keep mine. I think I'm going to keep mine more realistic. I think the eyes will probably be closer together, but we'll just keep it like that. And I'm just going to go over this bit, just a bit more roundy now. Normally in the crab, I'm just going to have a look at the picture that I was copying, because inside the body of the crab, there is, normally there's like a line like that. So you want a bit of a line. It's quite nice to do some lines for the crab, I think. So we could just do that, just to make it look like it's kind of lines. Ooh, do some lines here where the pincers are, because it's black. Oh, it looks wicked actually, that picture. Okay. I've eaten crab, so every time I look at it I think, ooh, but then some people don't eat crab, so it's not really nice to think like that, is it? Poor little crab. Okay, so then we're going to do this. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4 legs each side. So what we could do is 1, 2, 3, and maybe just do a little one there, 4. Do the same the other side. 1, 2, they could be dotted all around, it doesn't matter. 3, like that. Quite like them close up there, like together and out there. So just think of them as what's-its, like little chips or what's-its. Then everything's attached. So 1, 2. It's quite nice to do them maybe coming down or going around, whatever you want. So 1, 2. Can you see I'm not really just doing them everywhere? Then the last bit, and that's the cool bit. It's like the pincery bit, so we can start there. It's like the pointy bit. That can go under here if you like. So pincy bit, pincer bit, like that. So that's how the crab moves, like, whoa. So what I'm going to do, I really like the idea of doing a starfish for some reason. Where should we put the crab? Quite like doing a yellow background because it could be on the, do you know what, I might have, I always do rocks, don't I, but I love rocks. I think I'm going to keep him as he is because, I don't know, there's something about him that's really lovely. So I'm going to get my orange, because my crab's orangey, pinky, red, so I'm going to get this cool orange. I think I'm going to get like this red. So I'm using chalks, but you can use whatever you like. You could do a blue crab. There's definitely crabs that are different colours. So I'm going to do orange, red. What else shall I get, do you think? Let's have a look at the picture. Black. We need a black somewhere. Oh, man. Every time my black's so small that I tend to... Aha! Look how small my black is. Tiny little thing. So I'm going to do yellow. Do you know what? Yellow would be nice. A bit of yellow would be good. Right, so I've got orange, black and red. And we've got the black. Black's going to be really important. Okay, so what I'd like to do is I am going to go round. Okay, I'm going to go round with an orange. But do you know what? I'm going to stop when I get to there. So I'm not going to do those pincer bits orange. This is going to look awesome because chalk always makes things look awesome. It really does. I'm outlining, you don't have to, you could literally colour them in, but I'm going to outline it all because it's just a simpler way of showing you. Got a bit messy, but you're going to obviously take your time. Okay, and then we want red. So I'm going to do a little bit of red there, kind of a little bit of red there, holding it like it's lying down, just gets a bit easier. Going to take that off the screen. Now I want to make the legs look like they're 3D, so I'm just going to do half of the leg red, half of the other bit red, and then I might just do a bit of red on the bottom of the leggies, of the legs. I like the idea of yellow, so I've got my yellow. Just do a bit of yellow there, a bit of yellow there, a bit of yellow there. I quite like to do different colours here and there. I'm going to put yellow on the top here, a bit of yellow there, because it gets lighter as we get near the pincer. And remember, the pincer's those pointy things. So now I'm going to get my little finger. This is where it's really awesome, because you can decide to do some of it white, like leave some of it shiny. Can you see what I'm doing? I'm kind of leaving some of it white. And it kind of looks cool with the yellow, like the yellow mixes in really well. And then my legs. I would say the legs are more red, but we can go over that. Can you see how most of it looks kind of cool because you've got some of the white. Now, if you want it to look shiny, I think I've lost my rubber. Right, if you want it to look shiny, you can, oh man, where's my, I always lose things. If you don't want to rub out, because I normally rub out on top of chalk to make it stand out, but if you don't want to, you could put white chalk. So you put white chalk where you want it to shine. So can you see the white bits? Kind of make it shiny. Probably is better to actually get the rubber and rub it out. So where it's darker, I'm going to do some red. So I'm just doing the red there because that's where the legs attach to the body, and there's probably more shadow there. Ooh, I like that. And where it's all, you know, where things join, a bit like if you think about the join of your arm, it's probably going to be darker. Can you see it gets darker as I do that? Like in there, it's dark. So you want things to be darker where things fold. I am loving my crab. Oh, what should we call it? Colin the crab. Yep, he's Colin. Colin the crab. There's some things I draw and I just think, oh, I love it. Just as well, really, isn't it? Because if I didn't love it, I'd be a bit upset. Oh. Now, the pincers black, but you probably want to do like this, the last. But I'm doing it not all the way round. I'm doing it so the outside of it is showing, because the pincer's a little bit shiny. It's a little bit shiny. So you get your little finger. You might be able to do this. It's a bit tricky, but you wanna. If you want to colour the whole thing in, then that's totally up to you. But it looks kind of cool when you've got a little bit of light showing. Yeah, he looks kind of cool like that. Now, how are you doing, Colin? You happy? Now, in real life, it probably wouldn't have black for the eyes, but I like the idea of pushing the pincer black up there, so you can add that a little bit. It's kind of white on him as well, so we could add white, but I'm just going to do a little eye. And I'd probably go around there. I probably wouldn't need to use black. I could use red, but got a bit carried away there with my black. But it's quite nice to add black bits here and there. Do you know what's really fun as well? Knowing that you can just experiment, and if it doesn't look how you want it, you can just think, okay, at least I tried. It's nice to give something a go, I think. And you'll never know till you give it a go, really. Now, I'd love to rub out, but that's not going to happen because I've lost my rubber. So here you might want to put a bit more white. Can you see how it gets a bit more blended in? Looks really cool. So put a bit of white chalk. If you've got white paint, that'll be fine. If you've done watercolour, you can still put white paint on top. There we go, Colin. How are you getting on there? Smudged his head. Okay, that is Colin. How do you feel, Colin? How do you feel now that you're famous? Now what I would do is you could possibly do watery yellow paint and blow around it with a straw. That would be cool. Just wondering if I've got any. I always run out of things and I don't really have straws. But I'm going to do around it yellow because that's like the colour of the sand. Even though the sand wouldn't be that type of yellow, still going to do that yellow because it just looks awesome. There we are. I am loving Colin. You could even do it like, oh, you could do a beautiful turquoisey colour, and you could, oh no, sorry, I smudged you. Oh well. You could do a turquoisey colour and do him like walking into the sea of turquoise. Oof. Now, most of you have bought chalks by now, which is cool. And if you haven't got chalk, it's okay. You can use anything. You could not even colour it in if you don't want to. If you've only got a pencil at home or a biro, just draw it and then don't worry about the colouring in, because the drawing's the harder part, I think. Now, what I always do with my chalk drawings, if I want to keep them and I love them, I get hairspray, so any hairspray, and I hold it from probably about 50 centimetres. And you get your parents to do this because you don't want to breathe it in, because I'm quite asthmatic and it can make you breathe a bit. So as soon as you've done your picture, just ask your parents or ask whoever has hairspray. If you don't have hairspray, don't worry, just keep it safe. Put a piece of paper on top of it, and then when you get hairspray, then you can spray it. And you don't. Sometimes I don't spray it, and it's fine, but it's nice to spray it if you can. So like, subscribe, and share this video if you like it, and if it was useful to you. And I shall see you tomorrow. I've swallowed a bit of hairspray. So yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Have fun.